Hello everyone, this is Clary from Shadow Moon Tarot. Welcome back to my channel. And I know it's been a while and I'm sorry for that, but this summer has been absolutely crazy. So today I would like to do a quick VR to Kelly Bear's tag called Top 5 Tarot Decks That I Can't Live Without. And I have to say that it was quite difficult for me because I don't have a massive collection, but I find that I have quite a few decks, and most of them are decks that I really enjoy and I use and I like to work with. So it was difficult to find 5 to say, oh, these are my absolute favorites. Now this deck started, I think, a couple of years back, but people are revisiting it now because obviously over time people get new decks, the tastes may change, the needs may change, so people are redoing the tag now, and this time I decided to join in, and let's see which ones are my favorite. To begin with, I want to state a favorite, an honorable mention, which is not a favorite of mine at the moment, but it's a deck that I wouldn't get rid of my collection because it has a lot of sentimental value for me, and this is the original Rider-Waite-Smith deck. This is just a cheap old copy, but it's the first deck that I ever bought for myself, like more than 20 years ago, and it was my only deck for more than 15 years. So, and now I don't use it as much. For readings I mostly use it as a reference, like study deck, but it's a deck that I wouldn't part ways. So yeah, this is not a favorite, but it's near to my heart, so an honorable mention. Let's see the favorites. Again, like I said, I had trouble choosing, so I have cheated a bit. But the first one that I would like to mention is the Dark Mansion Tarot. Oop, my hair is all over the place. Oh my. It's a Dark Mansion Tarot, and normally when I decide if I want to buy a deck, I want to see all the cards to make sure that there isn't one that, like, I really dislike, which could prevent me from using the deck. But with this deck I fell in love straight away, and I only saw 5 or 6 images on interest on Instagram, and I decided that I really want this deck, and I haven't regretted that. I bought it straight away, and it's a very good quality deck. The colors are rich and bright, the images are stunning. I love this artwork. It just like transforms me in a different world. It's like reading a graphic novel, and I find that this deck is a great storyteller, so I really enjoy working with this deck. Then the next one, it has a similar voice. It is funny and it's humorous and it's sassy and it's great to work with, and it's no other than the Everyday Witch Tarot, which I really love. The colors are nice and bright, it makes me happy, it's full of details that add to the reading. I like that some of the pictures like transfer you to a different time in the past, and then there are some pictures like 2 seconds, I'll find it. Like this one, you can tell that's in the past, right? But then we have, come on, it's never here when you want it to. We have images like that that are contemporary, and it's everyday life, but in a strange, humorous way. And yeah, I really enjoy reading with this deck because it's a type of deck that when you sit down and you have a problem and you do a reading about it, it will tell you the truth, but in a digestible way, in a way that it's easy to accept and be more receptive. While if you, at least that's the way I see it, if I read with a very dark deck that is all doom and gloom, then I just can't handle it. It's getting too much for me. Like, for example, what was that deck with the vampires? I don't have it, but like when I saw it, I was like, if I do a reading with that, like I won't be, and it's something wrong, that like something bad is happening, then I won't be able to handle the truth. So that's why I do like these two decks. Then the third deck is the Steampunk Tarot by Barbara Moore, and that's my favorite Three of Swords of all times. Beautiful death card as well. This deck, I love the Victorian era. I like the dark colors. It gives me a lot of intuitive hits, and it's a great, easy reader. It follows the excuse me. It follows the Rider-Waite Smith like system closely, but like the feel is very different, and I do like that. Like, how beautiful. So yeah, this is my third deck that I can't live without. Then because I love astrology, I wanted to include a deck that has astrological associations, and I was between two decks. One was the Spirit Keepers Tarot by Annabelle Wen. This deck is full. It's full with symbolism and astrological associations and everything. And Annabelle has done a great job with the books that come with it. Like, you buy them separately, but they come with it, and you get a PDF with the deck. And it was a deck that I would choose, like, so that I have a deck that I can study and I can do more spiritual work and stuff. But then, in the same category, I had this deck, which is the Harry Potter Tarot. And this combines Harry Potter, which I love, and the artwork is great as well. And you can really like recognize the characters from the films and the books. And this has astrological associations as well. It reads very well because it combines the fantasy and the story, and you can get more from the story, but also like from astrology if you know astrology. And I picked this deck not only because I love the artwork, but because it has more sentimental value for me, because this was a birthday present from my partner for my 40th birthday, so I decided to include this in my top 5 instead of Annabelle's, which I also love though, and it's a beautiful deck. And I have to say that Annabelle's deck, I just got it a few months back, and I have worked with it, but not in depth, and I haven't had time to study it because this summer has been really difficult, like intense for me, in a good and bad way, because we just moved house, and also my partner just got diagnosed with cancer, so I wasn't in the right headspace to study the deck. So if I had more time to study it, I may have seen, like, the order might be different, but for now I'll keep the Harry Potter in. Then in the 5th place there is this deck that is a very, very unique deck in my collection. This reads totally different to all the other decks that I have. I don't use it for big spreads, I don't use it for clients, but it's great for pathworking and um, and things like that, and meditation. And this is a Tilwick Tarot. This is a collage deck. It is out of print now, and all the cards are, except for one, are void of people, and they are only. This is the only card that has human being in, and they depict rooms and gardens and places in general. And this deck is stunning. The artwork is very, very well done, and it has all the elements that the normal cards of the Rider-Waite system have. Beautiful devil card, the mirror on the wall. Excuse me, I've got a sore throat. And this is a stunning deck, very different. There are so much that you can get from the cards, and I feel that you have to, but you have to concentrate. Like, you have to spend time with each card, and then I feel that I get a message from the very back of my head. It's like, it's a weird thing. I don't know how to explain it, but this deck reads totally different to any other deck that I've got. And like, the story behind how it came to me also adds to the story, to the value of the deck for me. So yeah, that's the fifth one in my top 5. And I should have stopped here and say these are my favorite, my top 5 tarot decks. But there is one that I cannot leave out, because again, sometimes it's not just the deck and it's not just the artwork, it's what the deck means to you and what the deck reminds to you. And this deck is the Anna K Tarot. At first, I didn't like this deck. Like, not that I didn't like it, but like, I didn't like the expressions on the faces of the people, and this deck is full of people. And I was like, I don't know. And then I got the Anna K Lenormand, which is a stunning Lenormand deck. The artwork is completely different to this, and my copy was had some faults. So I contacted the creator and I said, such and such happened, what can we do about it? And she was lovely. She sent me another deck, and we ended up like talking through emails back and forth a few times, and I found out more about her, and I like the creator so much that I decided to get the tarot deck, just because I had that bond with the creator. And after that, I got the deck and I started working with it, and I fell in love. All of a sudden, like, everything was speaking to me, like the expressions, the colors, everything. And there are some cards like this Hermit card and that I really, really love. Like, for example, but what I also like about this deck is that it gives me more meanings to the cards. Like, for example, here, normally I don't associate judgment with coming out of depression, but here this depiction is like you are in a tunnel and you're getting out into the light, and it's like, yeah, I know that it's about finding, like, judgment is normally about, you know, finding out what you do wrong and try to change it, to get rid of what doesn't work for you, but this is more than that for me. And like, I was really happy with this card. Also, this one normally is just about, like, it's about change and juggling with things and keeping the balance. But here, because he's on the stage and everyone is watching him and stuff, I get more feelings. I get like it speaks of skill, it speaks of enjoyment, it speaks of many things that are also associated with the card, but here I just find it to be more profound, like the meanings are more obvious to me. I love um, this High Priestess card, and this speaks to me about patience and about knowledge and about circles as well, not just, you know, the the normal meanings of the High Priestess. This is my favorite Eight of Swords. And also I love the aces in this deck because they're not just a hand with a cup or a sword or whatever. Like for example, this Ace of Cups is so much more, because here you can see that you can say, oh, you're getting out of like a cold time, and there is so much emotion here, and there is plenty. And yes, the Ace of Cups is about abundance, but here it's more than that. Same here, like the Ace of Pentacles is not just abundance, it's also like maybe finding a treasure, or maybe um, like what is called planting seeds and stuff. So I really enjoy working with this deck because I get more meanings, added added meanings to the cards, and that is something that for me makes a great deck. So these were my favorites. I cheated a bit, but yeah, what can you do? You know, I would really love to hear, to know which are your favorite tarot decks. If you want, leave me a comment below. I love reading them, and I'll do my best to answer. And also, this is a nice way to find new channels, so yeah, please do so if you have the time. Thank you very much for watching. Until next time, have a great time. Much love. Bye.